Welcome back everybody. Today we have a tank setup. It's gonna be a huge 6-footer tank. So let me bring you along to see how we set up big tanks like that. So now we are just waiting for the tank to arrive. These are the equipment that we have brought over. This owner has decommed his previous tank and is now moving to his new house right here. So we are also moving the old equipment over. And these are the old equipment that we have washed, and we are gonna install a new system later.
Just like an angel, your skin makes me cry. You float like a feather in a beautiful world. I wish I was special.
The tank is going to be placed there, just in front of the switches.
Special. But I'm a creep. I'm a widow. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here.
Now they're installing the pipings for the tank itself. So just now I was telling him how I want the pipes to be done, the inflow and outflow for the pumps, so that everything is neat and organized.
I want a perfect soul. I want you to notice when I'm not around. So fucking
While we are setting everything up, I'm running the owner through how the process is like, so that they can follow along talking about the wiring, how the water flows and everything in between. I'm explaining how each part works and what they could expect over the next few days. This way, the owner will be able to understand exactly what's happening as the tank comes together. Now we are filling up the tank with fresh water to clean the tank, and also this is a very important process to make sure there's no leakages throughout the tank. This is to test the integrity of the silicone. Good morning, it's day 2. Let's go again. Today we actually be going to add the aquascape in and also attach some more equipments, drain out all the fresh water and add in our RODI salt water. Stay tuned for the process. Now we are removing the water from yesterday. As you remember, we added fresh water. So now we're just removing all the water that soaked up all the dirt and dust and detritus in the tank yesterday. Then afterwards, we are going to be filling up with another batch of fresh water. We will then add salt to the correct salinity. Wire management is the most important portion of any tank setup. Firstly, it ensures the safety of the user by greatly reducing its exposure to any water components. As we are dealing with salt water, this is very much more important to prevent loose voltage over the long term. Secondly, it keeps the sump neat and tidy. This allows for easier fault finding, sump cleanup, and future addition or removal of equipment. Lastly, it ensures the longevity of your equipment. When the wires are managed well, it greatly reduces the chance of any short circuit and equipment failure. Pause, the mic died, but this is what I basically said in the clip. So now we have finished removing all the water, drain out the tank completely, and now we are gonna add in the sand. So without further ado, let's begin. Okay, so it's been a few weeks since we started up this tank, so now let's have a look at it. So check it out now. A few weeks in and it's already almost filled with corals. So here we can see a lot of corals, and yes, I know it's been a few weeks, but the tank is going through its healthy startup stage. Dinos are coming up. We can see some form of algae on the rocks as well, but it's okay. No worries, it's just part of the normal startup routine. Most tanks will definitely go through this phase at the startup itself. Okay, let me tell you more. So we are looking at this tank now. Is 6 feet by 2.5 feet and 2 feet height. So it comes with a very beautiful Iberican wood oak as well. Very beautiful laminate all around. So this hood is easily removable and it hides away all the ugly extension, your lightings and all the wirings on top. So this hood is perfect to cover up all these items. So what we can see here is a very beautiful sump tank. Chiller is external. A very beautiful sump tank over here with its own automatic top-up system, chamber for automatic top-up. We also have a dosing pump that's attached into the cabinet itself, and of course the return pump chamber, where the return pump we actually use a much stronger return pump as compared to a tank of this size. It uses 15,000 liters per hour. Okay, so on the left side here we have our dosing pump unit. So currently it's running off for reef only. Nothing special, it's just simply off for reef itself is enough to supplement the tank with enough nutrients. So let's take a look at the sump tank. It's very beautifully customized by myself, and every part of the process is designed such that as a purpose, and the use of the cabinet space is maximized. So starting here, we have our dosing pump over here. We are using a Jalan MD 4.4 dosing pump, and we are only dosing off for reef in the system, where it's enough to supplement the nutrients and the minerals in the system itself. So like I always say earlier, this is the new invention of the boiling method, and it's able to supplement KH, magnesium, calcium and all the other trace elements into the tank itself. This is the RODI water itself, and we have a small little pump to pump in water when the water level in the tank goes low. This helps to maintain the salinity of your water. So next we have the return pump chamber. Of course, we have a 55 watts aquasonic UV sterilizer over here. This helps to keep the water clear and helps with combating against ick in the system. Of course, here we have our skimmer itself. Look at the foam, it's skimming very beautifully. All the dirt is coming out from the tank. And we have our fluidized reactor over here. This fluidized reactor actually contains phosphate media inside, which we are not turning it on because now the tank is still fairly new. And of course, we have a sock holder over here. This is to make sure that none of the phosphate media actually goes into the sump tank and dirtying everything up. Very well thought out system. And lastly, over here we have our macroalgae. I think you can't really see it right here, but it's a Skimz macroalgae reactor. It grows Ketomorpha inside, so when it grows, it actually consumes the nutrients in the tank, keeps your pH stable. And of course, a standard overflow compartment with the 2 bags of media below it for biological filtration. So here at the sump tank, I specially made these 3 additional outlets for greater ease of access. Then you do not need a pump, and that's why I oversized my return pump. It's going at 15,000 liters per hour. It's a Jabal MDP 15,000. So firstly, it pumps water to the chiller and back. So you can see here, this is the outlet that goes directly to the chiller. And we have this outlet, the center one, which goes directly to the UV itself, and this one that goes directly to the fluidized reactor. So by actually using this system, you do not need to have any additional pumps and all that wiring, all that messy wiring all around. So yeah, it's a very well thought of system, and anytime if you want to add in another reactor or what, there's also one more outlet chamber as well. Of course, here is just your extension for your lights, your Jabal wave makers as well. Now let's take a look at the wire management portion. So very beautifully included over here is all your little neat bars to manage your wires properly. Of course, this can't be closed because it's very big. You find a way on how to close that, and yeah, everything is neatly fitted in. Yeah, this is off because the fluidized reactor doesn't need to be working now. Of course, controller for your return pump as well. All beautifully designed. So let's take a look at what Livestock he has now. So he has 2 main islands over here. One which I designed to be more soft coral like, and it will just look beautiful in natural white light settings. So let's have a look. So currently some of them are not opening up yet. We have our heavy ladder here and some typical toadstools, nothing fancy, but they open up really nicely also. We also have some GSP lying around and this huge luminous green elephant ear coral. And of course we have our acons. These are actually LPS and a very beautiful Australian maize coral. And of course some beautiful acanthophilus as well. Yeah, you also will see some cabbage corals. We have purple cabbage and green cabbage coral, and of course a colony of mushrooms here. And then you'll see some huge purple tube anemone. And from this side of the tank, this is the key component of why he wanted to upgrade his tank. He wanted to keep more LPS and more space for other types of corals such as SPS corals. So at the sand bed, we can already see two very beautiful luminous elegans. And of course some Duncans and one dragon sophia as well, another maize coral, and a beautiful island of torches. And of course there are some hammers on the lying low as they require not much light. They do not require so much light. And of course on top we have two beautiful Indonesian Milleporas and German blue digi and green digitata. We have a German blue digi and of course a radioactive bird's nest. So it's growing quite well, starting to attach onto the rocks itself. It needs more time for the tank to be stable. Some of you guys might be wondering how can you put in livestock and fishes so fast into the system? So for this tank specifically itself, we already cycled the biomedia and we are using some of our old tank water into this system itself. So this is the fastest way for it to cycle, although this is a very unorthodox method, but you can clearly see its results. It's working very well. And the use of corals at the start of the cycle is actually really beneficial to them because they benefit a lot from the low nutrient environment. They also benefit a lot from the disease-free environment that they are in, and that's why you can see them opening up larger. Also, using corals to start up your tank also has their benefits as well. They bring very healthy copepods and other pods as well into your system to kickstart the cycling process. So it's basically like bringing a live rock from the ocean into your aquarium itself. So this is a very unorthodox method that might work for you, might not work for you, but if you know how to do it, it's good for you. So yeah. So as for the fishes, they have some very unique fishes that he kept from his previous tank and we brought it along. So we have this beautiful blonde Nassau tank over here, which is very fat and healthy. Of course we have the fox face also and spotted face tank, one of my top favorites in the fishes in the marine hobby. Well known for his yellow spots. And of course we have few wrasses running around, some pintail, some Katoi wrasses, also some chromis to provide more movement in the tank. And we have of course their mimic tailless yellow shoulder tank, and of course a Watanabe angel as well. Because the tank is relatively new, the addition of fishes must be really very slow, and thus I did not add a lot of fishes now. Okay, so you guys have seen the tank before, during, and now after. So let us know what you think in the comments below. And if you have any inquiries or setup or any questions, conversion, we do all those as well. You can look for me, Brendan. Always can come down to my store to have a look at what's happening. Or if you're in need of any corals or fishes as well, you also can look for us. So head down to our store at 32 Jalan Selaseh to recreate your dream tank. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Bye!